the 49ers rolled the dice on Deebo Samuel. He's become one of the best receivers in the NFL, all-pro last year, over 1,700 yards from scrimmage. They discovered that he has great skills as a running back. He told us at the Super Bowl that he was surprised when all of a sudden he's involved more in the running game. Well, yesterday he was not involved in having the 49ers on his social media. One of the messages that gets sent by folks in that generation, stripping away everything, a social media cleanse, no sign of the 49ers, at a time when he sees what's going on. He sees what Devontae Adams got paid, what Tyreek Hill got paid, and where's his? And I looked last night, Peter, the 49ers have less than $2 million in cap space. You know how they could clear up a lot of cap space? They could cut Jimmy Garoppolo and clear up more than $25 million. That stubbornness that they are exhibiting with Garoppolo is keeping them from signing Deebo Samuel or Nick Bosa or both. But they may have a problem with Deebo Samuel. And for him, there's a greater urgency to get paid now, because if they're going to use him like a battering ram between the tackles, he's at greater injury risk than the average receiver.
You know, I guess I would say two things about that. I don't think it's stubbornness on the part of the 49ers. I think it is protection of an asset that they don't want to give away. And I don't think they should give him away either. I think that they should basically tell Deebo Samuel, they should tell Samuel and Bosa that, look, we are going to pay you. We have every intention of paying you. We can't pay you right now. We will be able to pay you before the start of this season. Give themselves until Labor Day weekend, because a lot of things can happen, you know, in the next 5 months, Mike. And what I mean by that is a lot of people can have different feelings about their quarterback between now and September 1st. A, quarterback might get hurt. B, you go to training camp, you're the Carolina Panthers, and you're totally unhappy with Sam Darnold and you didn't draft a quarterback. Well, then now you're going to have to trade something significant, for Jimmy Garoppolo. I don't know what's going to happen. But to me, why would you give up Jimmy Garoppolo right now when you know that despite the fact he's not a top 10 quarterback, he could have real value before the start of this season? And as far as Samuel goes, hey, look, you know, the way I would look at this, and I totally understand, we saw what happened in the last half of last season. Deebo Samuel was such a great impact player that I named him first team All-Pro last year. And he made first team All-Pro last year, along with Cooper Kupp and Devontae Adams. Very well deserved. But if you look at Deebo Samuel over the last, say, 2 years, he's been outperformed by both A.J. Brown and DK Metcalf, and, of course, by Stephon Diggs. Now, Diggs got paid. He's been in the league longer. But, Mike, I just think right now when you look at the landscape of great players in the NFL, of course you want to keep Deebo Samuel. Of course you want to pay Deebo Samuel. The bottom line in this whole thing is, can we be a little bit patient? You know, do you have to get paid yesterday? And in my opinion, I think he will get paid, but they can't pay him right now, as you say, unless they dump Jimmy Garoppolo, which I just think is penny wise and pound foolish.
I think that Deebo Samuel's doing the right thing if this is motivated by his desire to get paid now. You want to get paid before you set foot on a field ever again, either in an off-season workout, mandatory minicamp, training camp, preseason, whatever. Because if you get injured, there it goes. And we've seen that happen to guys. And I know that Chris Godwin still got paid, but would he have gotten paid more if he didn't have a torn ACL going into this offseason? I'm still surprised that the Buccaneers gave him a 3-year, $60 million contract as he's recovering from a torn ACL. But, you know, for Samuel, it's not just the risk of immediate injury that would knock him out for the balance of a year. It's also the chronic wear and tear if they're going to use him like a running back, because you develop an accumulation of little things that eventually, by the time you hit 28, 29, 30, they take over and you're done. So get what you can while you can Deebo Samuel. And it's for the 49ers to figure out how to work their salary cap, even if it means unloading Jimmy Garoppolo sooner rather than later.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.